Hello, fellow hellbound friends. My name's Jamie, and this is To Hell in a Podcast.
But you were born. Welcome to planet Earth each day. It's death and more.
Ready to go. Hey guys, and welcome back to the To Hell in a Podcast, a podcast of four women who are slowly inching their way closer and closer to hell, one conversation at a time. I'm joined today by my very lovely friends who have known me, and I have known them probably longer than I should, but we have Jamie here.
Hi.
And then we have Erin, Queen of Scots.
Hello.
And then we have other Erin.
Yay.
Just as important as Erin, Queen of Scots.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about other Aaron, but like at least Aaron gets like a cool nickname. I'm just like, oh, and the other one.
I used the disclaimer like the other day. It was Sister Erin.
You sound like a sister wife, like that.
Or I was thinking a nun.
Or I said, or like the Erin that is my sister. Something really. Kevin was like, "Why did you say it like that?" I was like, "Well, there's
very formal.
Other Erin.
We have two.
Yes.
You know, the solution is just one of you will have to change your name. We'll have you fight we'll have you fight to see who's the superior Erin. And
we can use my my middle name is Dorothy, so you can just call me Dot.
I actually no, I would laugh every time hysterically, But anyway, guys, today, we are talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm sure it is to these four as well. And it is celebrity couples. Who doesn't love a good celebrity couple? They're just, they burrow down into your heart and they just make you so happy and warm. You're heartbroken when they break up. And so we're just going to talk about that today as if we know anything about them, because we don't.
So invested.
We are so invested, even though we'll never meet them probably and have no impact on their lives. But it's fine. So I'm going to kick it off with the first question that we have, which is, what celebrity couple would you want to adopt you? That's the first question. And honestly, I'm not sure if I have a good answer for this. I mean, my initial thought was Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, only because I one time heard Will Smith say in an interview that when he was raising his kids that he would constantly tell them, you don't have any money. Me and your mom have money. You're broke. And I was just like, that's just the perfect way probably to raise kids of celebrities. Now, obviously, their kids are a little bit crazy. And I don't know that it's possible to be raised by such big celebrities and not turn out a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I've yet to see it happen in a way that I think, that I don't know that I've ever seen it happen. Maybe one day it will. That person will be like a unicorn, but I still think that
probably never hear from ones that are normal-ish. They're probably doing stuff.
We only hear from the crazies and the
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe that's true, but because if you had to do it, really, the smart thing would be to choose some celebrity couple who's like a B-list, right? Like their celebrity won't matter to your everyday life as much. But no, I'm gonna stick with Will Smith. He would probably be a good dad, I think.
I think that's a good answer. I like that.
Yeah, so I'll actually put it down to you, Erin, Queen of Scots. What is your answer?
So my answer is Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a great
America's
they're also
our parents.
I have a couple celebrity couples that if they ever broke up, I would lose all faith in love, and they're one of them. They are so cute. And Tom Hanks is a sweet, sweet angel. And Rita Wilson does so much philanthropic work. And she's also a sweet angel. Yeah, and when they came down with COVID, I felt like they were really good at being this is serious, you guys. Here's what happens. We have to be quarantined. And they were really good, I think, at explaining it.
They were better than our government were.
Yeah.
If only Tom Hanks was president at the time.
And I would vote for him in a heartbeat. Are you joking?
He needs to run. He would win in a landslide.
If you've ever seen the sketch that he does on John Oliver where he talks to all of the wax presidents that he has.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. But like Tom Hanks is like the voice of my childhood because of like Toy Story, and like he was in so many movies that I loved as a kid. And so and plus Colin Hanks, his son, is like a little sweet baby angel too. So I would be adopted by them because they're wonderful.
You'd have to deal
That's
with
a really good
that
one.
though, his rapper son.
You know, you win some.
Every family has one.
That's true.
I
feel like statistically, I feel like we're still erring towards pretty awesome in that family, so I feel okay about it. But yeah, we just talk to him at Christmas.
You can replace Chet.
Yeah, you definitely be better
go.
than Chet. Yeah, but it's a good selling point to Rita and Tom.
Yeah, I am not. Yeah. I'm not him. That's for sure. So I will go to other Aaron for her answer.
So this is hard because like, yeah, you think of like older couples, like my older couple one would be like Ted Danson and Mary. Oh, I can never say her name.
But then you'd want to have sex with your adoptive dad, you weirdo.
Well, not old. Like old Ted Danson gives me like.
Be fair, you have told us on this same podcast that he's one of your celebrity crushes.
Well, that was me. That's my weird.
That was Jamie, but Aaron.
Yeah.
They were gonna be my
Jamie. So Jamie's gonna want to have sex with my adopted dad.
Right. I mean, but we've talked about how he's a silver fox on Good Place, Aaron. You and I have texted about this.
Yeah, but he's just such like, he seems so normal and good natured. And I remember like Kristen Bell having like an interview, and she's like, he's the only person who ever like calls me. He'll be like, "Hi, how are you? How's Dax? How's the kids?" And like, he just seems. I mean, that like you can't get more dad like than, you know, picking up the phone and calling somebody. And then his wife seems very normal and sweet. Like they're one of those people, like they're in a lot of things and they do a lot of stuff, but like, I mean, obviously they're not like tabloid fodder or anything.
Right. They're one of my other couples. If they broke up, I'd give up on love.
Yeah. But my other one, like my younger ones, who they definitely not age appropriate to adopt me, but who I love is Matthew Reese and Carrie Russell. I'm obsessed adorable with them. Well, and we went through like a whole Americans phase, which is an amazing show, and if you haven't watched it, must watch. But they have such good chemistry, and then so like in the show, they're like super hot. Why, Kelly? Why are you giving me?
That's a weird reason to want a couple to adopt you. It does not sound like you want.
No, but that's what I'm
saying. You want to have a throuple. Like you want to have a throuple.
But that's what I'm saying is more like but they seem so.
You want to be part of their family. You're like, yeah,
like
sure, but still.
Well, Aaron also said somebody who would, if they broke up, that you would be sad. This would be like my version of this, is that because
that is fair. That's fair. But I'm just saying.
No, I that's why I'm saying age and like hotness wise, I would not want them to be my parents.
That sounds like you want a throuple there with them. That
does. Yeah, it sounds like you want a sister wife situation.
I mean, you're not wrong. I do have a major girl crush on Carrie Russell. I have I mean, her hair. I'm like, give me in a non-creepy way. I want to cut her hair and paste it onto my head.
Aaron, you were
getting probably a less creepy way to say that, but sure.
I know, I'm going full.
Freaky. Like, Jamie, you need to take this. Like, Jamie, please. Like, take this away from her.
God, you're cut off.
No. Just let me. I'm going to take the rest of this hour to talk about how much I love Matthew Reese and Carrie Russell.
Right after talking about how you want them to adopt you. Do you not see the issue that we're all having with it?
Oh,
no issue.
Okay. So.
Fine, Jamie.
Yeah, Aaron mentioned mine, which I know that is problematic since young Ted Danson was my first crush. But I love
the twins getting super appropriate right off the bat.
Like, I don't want to fuck Tom Hanks, you guys. Like, come on.
I'm gonna switch it up then because of that. This one is their celebrity, but more in the political sphere. I would say Michelle Obama and Barack Obama.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Adorable, all love, and I feel like they would each give you like those inspirational speeches, like you're having a bad day, like hello, like you call Michelle and Brock and you like are
Mhm.
like instantly like, okay, like I've got this, blah blah blah. So and obviously their daughters are amazing and have turned out great. And so I just
Real
Yeah.
sweet.
I'd be like,
Yeah, Barack worships his daughter, so
I
you'd be,
know.
And his
you'd
wife.
be well loved.
He's like
Mhm.
used to having like being surrounded by girls, and I feel like he has that energy of like being able to like really do well with daughters. Like
Yeah,
just
he's a girl dad.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
They're another one of my couples. We're like
Oh.
naming a lot of my couples if they broke up. Like they're another one.
100%.
I know,
Seriously.
I know,
Love them.
Because
seriously.
they are one of the first like political couples that I've seen that I legitimately think that they actually like love each other and enjoy each other's companies. I think a lot of other politicians just stay with their spouses because like divorce doesn't look great.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like I just think that they actually like love each other and
Mhm.
enjoy each
Yeah.
other. They legitimately seem to have fun together. And that, I think that was why it was so refreshing like
Oh.
seeing them in the White House. Because like I'm like, I don't know if Laura Bush still likes George. Like,
No.
I don't know, man. Like,
They just have that like warmth and like warmth towards each other. Yeah, that, like even in photographs, like even without movement, you can just like it's hard.
they're always laughing and like holding hands, and they're just like they just seem like they're best friends. And I just living 8 years in the White House probably didn't help, and they still seem wonderful and happy. So,
Especially
Barack Obama, listen to our podcast.
Please.
and adopt
Cute
dogs.
fans.
Don't you want more dogs?
Yeah, adopt us, please.
Yay.
Okay, I can take the next one.
Do
So
it.
this is a celebrity couple who you can't stand. You're just like, and they could be ones who have already broken up, but who just like you're like, ugh, like
Mhm.
drive you crazy. I mean, there's so many. But I think that the newest one where I just like roll my eyes is like Megan Fox and what's it, Machine Gun Kelly or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
I didn't even know they were together.
yeah, and like
Like
look
I
at
don't even know who he is, but like all their
Oh,
pictures together
like
are
the pic-
so.
like she just like for somebody I'm like, and I'm not like with like a I know you can be a mom and be sexy and be blah blah blah, but like it just seems like she's just like if it was a guy you'd be like midlife crisis, like
Yeah.
this is like
Mm.
looks like she's like just going back to like trying to be really like edgy kind of like
Like
kind
she's
of
not in her
Angelina
30s, right?
yeah, like an
Mm.
Angelina Jolie like circa 90s like phase like trying to be it just like I don't know, it just like rubbed and yeah, I don't know anything about him except for his name is Machine Gun Kelly and he looks really not cute at all and
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
and
I
so
saw that he wears like a vial of
yeah
the blood. So I'm like, it's like cheap Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep.
I'm
100%.
just like it just like it just seems like they try so hard where you're just like you have 3 kids and you're in your 30s like as a couple you shouldn't be trying that hard like at
Yeah.
least with Angelina Jolie like she was young at that time Billy Bob you can more side-eye you're like okay you're
Well, she also has a lot of daddy issues and trauma.
exactly and I'm just
Mhm.
like and that was before Angelina had kids and all that stuff it's like and it's not even like I'm a huge Angelina fan but like Megan Fox I'm just like seriously like you were supposed to do this like when you were 19 20 or 25 but like I don't know it just annoys me so that would be mine let's start with Dot so we can cut her off
Oh gosh, this is going to be so controversial because I think you're all going to not agree with this, but mine would be Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I just find
disagree.
I find them so try hard. Like it's just like constant social media stuff. There's something about them that's just like very performative. And I also I'm not a huge Ryan Reynolds fan. Like I don't find him hot or like, I mean, I think he's like funny in some things, but I kind of find him smarmy. I know. That's why I said that this is going to be
This is
controversial.
going to cause a real fight, actually.
I know. I just
Like
there's something about them that just
Barbie
seems-
really well, but I hear he's really, really nice. Like he's like really nice
I'm-
on sets and stuff.
I'm sure he is, but there's just something about like it's just like there's always it's like something on Twitter that he posted about her or she posts about him. Like, I mean, I don't really follow that. It's just like I see them pop up all and I'm like, okay, guys, we get it. Like, you're married, you're hot, whatever.
I'm sorry, Ryan
I
Reynolds
really
and Blake
don't.
Lively.
I knew that
If
this would be
you ever
controversial.
listen to our podcast, please know that the opinions of other hosts on this podcast do not reflect the opinions of the podcast in general. Because I think that he is crazy good looking. I think he's really hot. And I think the two of them are hysterical. And I like that because I feel like I hate the couples who do all of the like, oh, I love him so much and he's so great. And like, you know, it's always roses and shit. I like that they give each other crap and like seem to just have a good time.
But it feels like because they put it out into the world and they know that people eat that up. So like, it's like they know that that's going to be like a story on People magazine or like, you know, it always pops up. So it seems a little bit disingenuous to me. Like
romance is dead in Aaron's
I
world.
know. I just
like not on
like
Twitter.
burn it to the ground.
There's just something about it where it's just I'm just like I'm sure you guys like each other, but like they're just trying to get press because they know that that's what people cover that stuff. So I don't know. I told you it was going to be controversial. I wasn't going to pick.
I do not agree with her. Aaron,
I wasn't going to pick like Kanye and Kim or something like where you know everybody's like, yeah, we hate them. So I want for controversy.
And you shouldn't have because I'm going to look at you differently now.
I'm sorry.
I think after we gave her the name Dot, now it's
she got
Dot's a whole
other.
Dot's a whole bitty.
I don't know what to do with Dot. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I think about it, but yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm going to move to Aaron, Queen of Scots.
This one's kind of difficult for me just because like I'm cynical and awful to everyone sometimes. So like there's a lot, but I think the one that probably I dislike the most right now is like Chris Pratt and is it Catherine Schwarzenegger? Is that right?
Yeah.
Catherine, yeah.
Like it bothers me that whenever like anyone calls him out on like his sketchy church that he's in, he's like, I've never had experiences with them being homophobic. It's like, right, but bro, there's like documented cases and she always supports him in like a weird, I don't know. It's just like super.
Well, she's also like, I don't know, like it's like I always heard things that he cheated on like Anna Faris.
And that's why they broke up and stuff. Yeah.
And then she's younger and it's like,
and like it's
so
not necessarily
stereotypical.
The age and stuff. It's just like I think I perpetually want to picture Chris Pratt as like Andy Dwyer, that he's like this like goofy, like kind of lovable goober, and he just seems kind of like a dick.
Yeah.
Like, and I like, and when I saw he was, because Anna Faris like made him seem kind of more fun and like goofy and stuff, and she's like really like bubbly. And then I was like, oh, now you're not very likable anymore when you're paired with someone else. And like, I don't know much about Catherine Schwarzenegger. Like, I don't know much about her. Right. And she could be a lovely person. I don't know, but I don't like them together. And gross.
I agree with that. Because I agree, and I think that it's the whole weird religion thing that just threw me off of Chris Pratt. And it's not against people who have religion. It was just like this weird, like sort of weird, quick transformation that sort of seems cult-like to me. Like just in terms. So yeah, I thought the same thing. And I don't think it's anything against Catherine Schwarzenegger. I don't know anything about her, but yeah, when they broke up, I was sort of like, oh, that's sad. And then he got all weird, and I was like, ooh, that's
I know.
odd. And then they got married like right away afterwards, you know. I was
and like Anna Faris officiated their wedding.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And so there's just so many aspects of it that I'm like, it's just weird. It's weird, and like I feel like there's layers of it that we'll like never actually know. So I'm just like, no, you're weird, and I don't like it.
Well, I wonder. So he went. It seems weird that he went with, you know, at least Anna Faris wasn't at his level of fame, but he was like, I'm going to go with somebody who's like completely not even, you know.
Well, that's it. I see it more or less of age,
like a power dynamic.
Power.
Yeah.
The bigger.
I mean, I don't know how much I agree with that because Katherine Schwarzenegger has to be freaking loaded. I mean,
Yeah,
Arnold
British,
Schwarzenegger is
yeah.
one
Yeah.
of the
No, but
highest
like
paid
she's
male
not.
actors.
Not money, but like fame. Like no, like people didn't know. Like yeah,
That's
she
true.
could use her name. Yeah, if you say Schwarzenegger, that's like oh. But like if she was in
Maybe
a
she's
crowd,
related to another Schwarzenegger.
but like you could be in a crowd and like just the. I mean, I know obviously she's as Kennedy blood in Schwarzenegger. Just like it's just like a different class. You know what I mean? It's like the Hollywood versus. Yeah, I think I just it's more of I guess the fact that we don't know like about Catherine. I think she's like done a book or something, but it's not like oh she's kind of accomplished. I guess I don't necessarily because we don't know her. It's like I feel like with Anna Faris, I could feel them like kind of pushing each other of like
Mhm.
they're both like comedic actors and like kind of both. And I guess that idea of just like I don't know. Like
I just feel like maybe he wanted to be like the the main person in the relationship, the famous one, the one
right.
like in
Yeah.
the public eye.
Yeah. So they're my one I don't like. So Kelly, join me in cynical land.
Sure. So unfortunately, mine is going to be one that you'll all agree with, but I have to say it. And Dot mentioned it earlier, but I could not stand Kim Kardashian and Kanye West,
Oh,
mostly
yeah.
because I can't stand anything that Kanye West does. I mean, every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, oh my God, what dumb shit is he going to say this time? That makes no freaking sense, And I did hear recently that Kim did file for a divorce, which is
Yes.
probably better. But I just find the two of them, they're, it's like they're caricatures of everything that you hate about a celebrity couple, right? She seems vapid and self-absorbed. He obviously has an ego too big for most houses to fit him, it's like
Yeah.
they have weird kid names who they probably never see and are like in boarding schools and stuff. Like to me they just represent everything that's wrong with celebrity couples because you're like you do not seem like you really like each other. It really seems like
you can't imagine them like sitting down at the couch watching like let's binge a series.
Like I see Kanye like he would like dress Kim like it's like he sees her as like almost like a play doll of like you're wearing my fashion and she likes that he it's like a very like oh you're
like
wearing my clothes. She's hot, she's pretty, she's the mom of my kids, but you can't be too sexy because you're like it's just all these weird like,
and I always thought of it as like it was sort of her trying to legitimize herself as a celebrity because the truth is, and don't get me wrong, what the Kardashians have been able to do in terms of building their wealth is actually quite amazing. I cannot fault them for doing what they have done because it's crazy what they have been able to launch from.
Like from where they started.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, like Kylie especially, she built an entire makeup line, and obviously she used her name to get it there, but it's still an amazing accomplishment. But I always saw Kim and Kanye as sort of like her trying to legitimize herself as a celebrity. It's like, oh, I don't just date basketball players who are celebrities in a sort, but not like, it's like, but so then she goes out and she kind of gets this really well known, like really controversial, and I just was like, number one, it won't last.
Yeah.
It didn't. But, also it was just like, you guys probably like have contracts and shit about how you were going to handle your relationship.
I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, they would be mine. Okay. Ready for the next one?
Sure.
Our next question is, who is a celebrity couple, or sorry, who are some celebrities who you think should be a couple?
Ooh, matchmakers.
This
is just hard. This is hard because I'm trying to think of like who's.
You had a good plan at the beginning of you before we started recording. You were just like, you're very pragmatic. What you said with like
Barbie. I was just like playing with Barbie dolls. You're like, who's hot?
Yeah,
I want to make them kiss.
Yeah.
It's true. And I'm trying to think of two celebrities. I mean, I guess the problem is that most of the time what you really think of are two people who've been in a movie before. And you
Yeah.
think like, man, these two look like they could be a really good couple. And
Yeah.
so my choice would be Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah.
Because they've been in a lot of movies together and they make a cute couple of movies. They seem to like one
Mhm.
another. And so yeah, they'd be
I was
two that I
surprised
would
that
put
they
together.
I was surprised that they never dated or anything. I
Yes,
thought at some
especially
point.
because I'm not gonna lie, a couple that I can't stand is actually Ryan Gosling and
Oh,
Eva
I was
Mendes,
gonna
Yeah.
only because
As
they
soon as
make
you said
no
that, I was
sense to me. Yes, they make no sense to me. I don't
I
understand. Like you
know.
see pictures of them together, and you're like,
Really?
something. I don't know why, but something is
Yeah.
like weird there. So I would break those two up and then
Well,
put
Kelly,
Emma
now
Stone
we
and
can
Ryan
all be
Gosling
friends
together.
again.
I know.
I
We're
still
all
haven't
joined
forgiven
together,
Dot, but yes.
Well,
Oh.
that's like the heartbroken one too. Of like, God, like if it wasn't gonna be Emma Stone, it's gonna be Rachel McAdams. Hello.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I just think that those two were a cute couple in movies. And so they would be one that I would put together, even though they haven't ever been. So I'm going to go down to Dot and ask that she please not break this newfound friendship we have because of my last statement.
I feel bad because now I'm gonna steal the one Jamie talked about before we started recording. The people who play Claire and Jamie in Outlander, Katrina Balfe and Sam Heughan. They go again, great chemistry.
They're
They
real hot
obviously get
together.
along.
so
Yeah, and they get along well off screen. So you're like,
Oh yeah, they're clearly like really good friends and stuff. I mean, you can't really not
yeah.
be friends with someone who you're like regularly rolling around naked with and not having
Yeah,
sex.
but
with.
they're so
Mhm.
hot. They're so hot together, and I'm like, guys, you would have such pretty babies.
I know.
Why
I
not?
never get that invested in like couples who aren't couples, but like they're like the one who I'm just like, my brain cannot comprehend why these two beautiful people cannot
The only
Yeah.
reason,
who
the
love
only
each,
reason I
who,
didn't
who
pick,
clearly like each other. I'm like, you must be together.
and like the only
Yeah.
reason I didn't pick that like as my answer is because I feel terrible for them because like when she got engaged,
I
she
know.
just got like dragged. They're like,
Yeah.
why aren't you with Sam? And she was like, we've never fucking dated. I don't know why
Yeah.
you think I'd be with him. We're best friends. Like I love him, but like we're not
Yeah.
dating. I've also been dating this man for like years, and y'all haven't said anything. So like I
No.
thought she
To
just like
be
she
to
got
be fair,
dragged.
I was really sad when she got engaged. It's like,
Me
oh,
too.
I was still holding out that at some point you guys would
Yeah.
realize that you're meant to make beautiful Scottish babies.
Yeah, she got dragged, and I felt
I
I know,
know.
and
terrible for
I
her.
always hate that because like, I watched that show Supernatural and like tons of people seriously like legitimately thought that the two main characters who are both straight men thought that they were in a relationship with one another and that their
For real.
wives were just like their beards basically, but like
Oh God.
people would not let it go. It was just this crazy
That
thing that
to me
fans
is like even
sometimes
weird,
do.
like weirder because you're like
Exactly.
like not misgendering, but like they're like I kind of hate when
Yes.
people
You're
say,
not
"Oh, they're secretly
respecting
gay." It's like
Exactly, you're not
that's
respecting
insane.
who they are and who they have publicly said that they are, and I just,
Yeah.
like I always thought that that was a weird thing, and so I always hate whenever I see that no matter the, like,
Yeah.
celebrity couple or
Yeah.
non-couple, because it's
Yeah.
like, it's not their fault, like,
I
they
know.
played on
And I
screen,
would
it's just
never
good actors.
I would never post like or anything. It's just like ones that
No.
might just
Oh,
bring
of course, of course.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Oh,
my
100%.
I do like one of my great joys in life is when like the people in the shows or movies that I watch that I love get together. Again, the Matthew Reese and Carrie Russell. I was like, oh
Mhm.
God, they're so hot, and now they're together in real life. Like that's
Right.
the dream. That's
Mhm.
the dream for
It
me.
is. It is.
So I wanted that for Katrina and Sam, and I'm sad that, but we'll always have the show. They'll
Yes, we could
see
just watch
them.
that. It's fine.
True. It's
Yeah.
very true.
So yes, I was a little sad at the beginning, but now
It's okay.
I've moved on.
You moved ahead.
Jamie, I'm sorry for
I know
stealing
you
yours.
stole mine, so I'm gonna do kind of on that same vein, but like with a big asterisk of like because I love who one of the people are currently married to, and so it's like it's more pre. So if I would say like another celebrity or like show couple who are always so amazing, it's obviously Jim and Pam.
Oh, yeah.
But and like, but I love Emily Blunt. So like Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, like I'm not gonna mess with that. But like you're like part of you is still like the chemistry between what's Jenna Fisher and John Krasinski. It's like, you know, there's just something about that show, and like I feel like that was the first like show, like adult show that I like chose to watch in high school. Like I'm watching on my own, not because my parents watch it, but because like I'm watching it, and like just that relationship where you're just like, you know.
Well, and it's awesome, just the way it's filmed, you know, because it's filmed as sort of like a mockumentary. So yeah, it feels more realistic than
just that chemistry. Like I said, like good chemistry, I feel like is really hard to like totally fake, because like a lot of times in movies and stuff, it's like, yeah, I can buy that they're a couple, but like I think it's really hard to have like really good chemistry.
Well, it's like most couples are hot, and so you're like, oh, they're hot together, but they might not necessarily have chemistry.
Right. And that's where I think like the couples that you guys have named, it's like whether it's Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, or you know, Kat and Sam, it's like there's this like extra layer where you're like you don't just like buy, like you really buy it, and so you're like, oh, like there must be something else there. So yeah, that would be my one, even though, as I said, like love John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Well, my favorite like celebrity couple. So, but just that piece.
Well, like mine is really similar because I really like one of the couples that the one is involved in. So I would do Jason Momoa and Amelia Clarke, because I also thought they were like, because like when he like murders her brother with that hot gold, and then like, and you know he's just doing it because he's like, we're gonna fuck later, like she's not gonna get down, like it's super hot. And apparently he was like, they're like best friends. Whenever they would be filming, he would go and visit them and stuff. But like, I love him and Lisa Bonet. I think they're super adorable, and their love stories are the cutest freaking thing. Yeah. But like, him and Amelia Clarke were so cute. Like he was like super supportive of her. And when he was in that like dream sequence, like later on, apparently he was like so giddy to be filming with her again and stuff, because they were just like best friends.
Yeah, he just seems like such a sweetheart.
And I'm sorry, but have you heard the good news that she is replacing and will be in the next Aquaman movie?
Yeah, that she's supposed to be replacing Amber Heard.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I heard that.
Yeah, because there was tons of controversy because with the whole Johnny Depp thing, you know, people were like, that's such a double standard, you know, it's like he loses out on deals and stuff, you know, it's like, but she doesn't. And
even though there's recorded footage of her doing shit.
Exactly. And I like try not to, you know, the truth is that like, who knows what actually happened, but it is true. It's like, you know, women should be punished for domestic violence just as much as men should. So
I think they're both shitty. I think they're both shitty people.
Exactly. But so apparently she's being dropped from the Aquaman movies, and Amelia Clarke is actually going to pick up her role.
I would be like so happy, because they're just so stinking cute, and they just like, and the pictures that they would post on Instagram when he would like go with them while they were filming, I was like, my heart, like this is
he's always like my queen. He's like my queen.
And like when she did that big scene where she like burnt all of the calls like on fire, and he was just like, he said he was just watching like queen. Like,
it's so true.
Like that's
he's
like
great hype man. I mean, like clearly he's a sweet guy, but like I think they were like, especially when they were like all sweet and lovey with each other and stuff, and like I just felt like they just on the show had really good like chemistry together, you know, as well. So I mean, I liked that.
That's a good one.
Pick them. So the next one, all right, is we have celebrities that you'd be married to in the bad place. So like if you go by the show, you don't know that you're in the bad place. So they may seem like okay on the surface, but like no, probably not.
That's hard.
So this is when we have to choose a celebrity that you actually like, but when you really think about it, like you would not be compatible.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, this one's hard
It is.
for me.
Because you don't want to admit that a celebrity you like, that you could be a good couple with them.
You can still call me.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
It's also because, like, I'm really fortunate that I find that a lot of people that I have crushes on don't suck as people. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh,
you know, like,
I know one.
Okay, Aaron, you go first.
Know. Okay, I got this is one of my weird old man crushes, and I don't think he's a good person. I've heard like sketchy things about him. Jeremy Irons.
You would be so excited if you thought was The Good Place and Jeremy Irons was your soulmate.
He owns like a castle too. Like I've seen like pictures of his castle in like an architecture magazine. Like we would be like living in style, but I don't think he'd be a good person to be married to and or
right.
Good. I mean,
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good answer.
Thank you. I know. I'm so excited. I was like trying to think. I was like, I know. I was like, I know that there's a skanky old man who I do like. And then I was like, Jeremy Irons. Actually, my iPad is like, you know, you name, it says like Kevin name, it's Jeremy Irons. I just thought of that. Does before I choose, does somebody have one?
I have kind of a funny one that's like really random, and I just
totally.
So like, you know, because I've like as a kid like loved like older men 80s like stars, so I can see like, so I'm like thinking of somebody who I really wasn't into, but like in the good, like, you know, them being like, oh, but you love like 80s like hot whatever. I can see like John Stamos, like where I would be like it wouldn't be like I think we would be like cordial and be like fine, but it would not be like a love match, but it'd be like, oh, he's like this hot like Full House, and like, you know, like everyone would be like, oh yeah, this is like perfect for you, like you love Ted Danson and like another 80s hot guy, and I'd be like,
yeah, no, wrong 80s dude,
like not in like a good show, and like so it wouldn't be like you know, if I would go in the obvious route, it'd be like Dave Coulier, but that would be like, I'd be like, I'm in a bad place. On Stamos, I'm like, he's hot, but it's like I don't feel like we would have anything in common. Like,
Jamie, do you remember our prank wars in college where anytime me and Jamie would leave like our laptop open, the other one would put a background of Dave. Yeah, the Coulier Wars, we'd put a background of Dave Coulier on either their phone or their laptop if you left it up.
Yeah, you know you were in the bad place. That would be like when Ethan figured it out, that would be you figuring it out.
That's why I think it would be like just subtle enough. And like I said, the fact I'd be like, but John Stamos is like, and he's a hot older man even today. And if it's young, like 80s, John Stamos still hot, but like not like.
Wait, I know my answer. Okay.
Do it.
So mine, and I was really, really bummed when I found this out. So mine would be Henry Cavill, because he is insanely hot, but apparently like super conservative. When like the Me Too movement came out, he was like, well, I don't understand. Like, that's never happened to me with women. It's like, well, yes, because you are like a fucking dime. Like, of course not. Like, but like,
what's her name?
And
he's dating Kaylee Cuoco or whatever from Big Bang Theory.
But wasn't he dating?
He was dating Gina Carano from Mandalorian for a while, and like so.
Oh, really?
And he's like super like.
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Him in The Witcher, like if I hadn't already been pregnant with Toby, I would have gotten pregnant with Toby at that point in time. Like it's so hot. Like he's such a hot man, really hot. And I think initially I'd be like, woo! Especially if he was like, you know, if he was like Eleanor's soulmate who kept taking off his shirt. I mean, like, I would definitely be distracted for a solid year in the bad place if they told me that, like, here's your soulmate, Henry Cavill. I'd be like, good God.
Yeah. But you'd use him, but.
I would, yeah, and then I'd be like, wait a second, we're actually in the bad place. And they'd be like, you've known this for a while. Did you just want
to be like, no, look, he's naked. He's naked. You're like, okay.
I was like, wait, no, now I remember.
That would work for a few times.
Like it's definitely like, and I was super bummed when I found that out, because I remember when he was on The Tudors and I thought he was so handsome, and then when he took his shirt off in Superman, I like think my ovaries exploded. And then
when was he dating Mandalorian gal? I had no idea.
Not that long ago. Yeah, like maybe a year or two ago. Yeah, and she has always been openly pretty shitty. But she just apparently found Twitter to express her even shittier views. But so that would be the one that, like, yeah, they'd be able to trick me for a while, like, with that one, and then I'd be like, wait a second. Like,
pretty on the surface.
Back on. We're in the bad place. Like,
pretty on the surface, shitty beneath.
Yeah. Yes. That is my pick. So, Kelly.
It's a good one.
Who is yours?
Okay, so I actually am going to choose somebody who is, basically what I'm about to say is that I'm not going to cop out like the rest of you did by choosing somebody that you either don't like, Jamie, or choosing somebody that you know is a bad person in real life. Both of the Aarons.
Emos is like objectively hot. Like, I find him hot.
But you don't like him. That's my whole point. So
no,
I'm going to
find him hot.
Sure.
Like, I think he's objectively hot. But
yeah, I
know that you love Jeremy Irons, but you chose him because you know he's a shitty person in real life.
My iPad
but
is
that's the whole point.
Him,
is you have to like they have to look good.
Let's listen to my answer. You will understand what I mean. Because my choice, if I had to choose somebody who I truly love, probably makes my top 3 celebrity crushes anytime that I make a list, is Tom Hardy. And here's the reason why me being matched up with him would be the bad place. It's not because he's a shitty person, and it's
your hips would be turned into dust.
No, it's just because from what I know about him, he seems like this really intense guy, and he's really emotional, and like he's just like, I can just tell that he would be too much emotion for me, and I would not be able to handle him. Like,
yeah, those are things you don't like. You're right.
Yeah, and it would be the bad place because I'd be like, look at how hot he is, look at how amazing he is. He's a great actor. He looks like that, and like slowly though, I just would be like, there's no way that I can match him here. Like, it would just be the slow erosion of a relationship I thought should be good.
Yeah, that you go from loving him. You go from loving him to not liking him.
Because we would not be compatible. So that's my answer. And
I assume like you would be like me with
I'd stay for a long time.
We're still in a good place. Like, my hips are now dust, but it's okay.
Seriously, 100%. But yeah,
I'm proud of our answers. I think all of our, like, that one, like, on the surface, I was like, this is gonna be hard. Like,
I think we did pretty good, y'all.
And I came up with like mine on the spot, like the job.
You did. That's true.
You did.
Me too. Jeremy Irons just came to me. Then
you were looking at your iPad.
To you,
yeah.
It came on.
All right, guys. So our very last question, I'm actually going to make it a 2-parter because I don't want us to end on a super sad note. So the last question is going to be, who is a celebrity couple who have broken up that you are heartbroken about? Second is, who is your favorite celebrity couple? Like, if you just had to, out of everyone we've talked about, out of all the celebrity couples who makes the top of your list? Because I think that will make sure that we end on a happy note and not a sad, broken up note.
Right.
Coolios?
Yes.
Yeah. So, man, celebrity couples who have broken up that I've been sad about. I don't get sad about celebrity couples very often. I can't lie.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know if I have one right off the bat. I feel like I'm going to have to think about it. Does anybody have a couple that they are heartbroken about?
Yeah, I have one I like hinted at earlier, like
do it.
Ryan Gosling and Rachel McGowan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one hurt.
Because it's not like I'm even like a huge Notebook fan, like, but I just think
we're cute together.
And like they hated each other on the set, and then they ended up liking each other, and they just like were objectively like, you'd see pictures of them, and you'd be like, oh, you guys are.
And they're good looking, just a good looking, like clean cut sort of couple.
Exactly. Where I was just like, I just like something about just felt like they worked together, and I was just like, just that like, and again because I don't like Ava or Eva Mendes, whatever, where I'm just like
Rachel McAdams is such a boss bitch too, so like I love her. So
I was just like, no, get back together.
I know.
Ah.
I know. It's been like years and years, and I'm like, I'm still kind of not over. Like, I'm like still holding out hope that
I
at some
know.
point they'll like
Even
realize.
though
that
she's like had 2 children with her husband and they're
it
happily
doesn't
married.
matter. They'll find their way
And I'm
back.
pretty sure Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes have a couple children as well.
Yeah, it's okay.
It'll happen.
None of
and
that matters.
The one that I'd say are my like favorite. I'm gonna go just like pure celebrity. I'm not gonna do like the Obamas or anything, even though like obviously they're amazing. But
Of course.
I would do like of current celebrity couples, probably Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. Like they just seem like a fun couple. I just remember this like still breaks my heart when my sister-in-law and her husband at the time were living in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and we went to visit them, and they were like not in the center part of Ann Arbor, but like they were still in Ann Arbor, but a little bit like out, slightly out of the way. And we had thought about going out that night and we didn't. And then like I found out that was when they were filming 5-year engagement. So it was like Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Allison Brie, Jason Segel were all at like a karaoke bar like less than a mile from their house. And I was just like that was one of those just moments where you're just like you like melt and you're just like no time machine, bring me back. Like you know, and it was like, oh, they were so nice, they were singing with the crowd, they were like being amazing, and I'm just like, just like devastated. They just both, I love both of them. I think they're hilarious. And normally like Emily Blunt, I'd be like, you're too hot to be with John Krasinski. Like it should be like, again, that like with like Jenna Fisher, like a little more like normal, but I just think she's hilarious and amazing. And
well, and he did a crazy glow up after The Office,
like
in all the
and
movies.
Again, normally I feel like that
would in The Quiet Place, like protect your children, be protected.
Yeah, I think he looks better with like the facial hair.
He does need facial hair because it helps his nose. It like balances out his face.
Yeah. But see, normally all that would annoy me, where I'd be like you know, and it's kind of like that Chris Pratt syndrome, where it's like the glow up, and you're like. Like, yeah, now you're out of TV, you're going to be hot, and, like, you think you're better than everybody. And, like, for him, I feel like I still, like, generally, like, he seems like a genuine person. I'm like,
yeah.
And plus, like, I'm still kind of mad at him, though, because we were going to go see Quiet Place 2, and then the coronavirus happened. So I was like, oh, maybe they're going to release it streaming. And he was like, no, it's an experience you need to have in the theaters. It's like, John, give me the fucking movie.
Yeah, though I do agree with that.
I saw the first one when I was pregnant with Wes. And so Brian's like, we have to see the second one when you're pregnant with our second kid, you know, like they'll be like, because not a movie to watch while you're pregnant, by the way, the first one.
I saw the first one when I was pregnant. I just remember being like,
yeah, and I was like, oh God. And so I understand and like I fully support him like with his medium and stuff, but at the same time I'm like, John, it's a pandemic. Can I give us
Okay, so I have my answer after I've thought about it. And the couple that I'm heartbroken broke up is not because I thought they were a really great couple, but because they made some terrible movies together. Were super amazing to watch. And so my celebrity couple is J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah.
They never should have broken up. Geely is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in one of the best ways possible. I mean, that was a couple. I am sad that they're not doing movies together anymore because they could have made them.
We need more Geelys.
We do. I mean, seriously, like it was bad and it was amazing. So they are a celebrity couple. I am heartbroken that they broke up. And then my favorite celebrity couple is super hard because there are a ton that I like, but I would have to say, and probably someone who could have been an answer for like a couple that I would want to adopt me as well is Robert Downey Jr. and Susan Downey.
Oh, they're
I love them. Mostly, I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr., but their whole story of her helping him with his addiction and, you know, like sort of her love helping him to finally clean up and obviously make the most major and amazing comeback that I think any celebrity has made, like in the history. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too. She's not, you know, like she's a she's this producer who's super successful in her own right. It's like they work together. They seem to really love each other. And,
They do.
obviously they've been through something terrible together and they came out the other side of it. And like, they're just like an amazing glow up. I just love Robert Downey Jr. and I love their story. So they are another one. They can't break up. They can't break up because it'll be like, well, there's no point in going on anymore. Stay single forever.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Which of the Aarons has their answers?
I guess I do.
Okay,
all right, Dot, go ahead.
All right. My one that I'm sad broke up was, and this one's like, it's been a while. It was Will Arnett and Amy Poehler, just because I love them. And stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I love them, and like obviously Arrested Development, and they collaborated so much, and they were so funny together that that was a little heartbreaking.
That is a weird couple to me, though. I mean, I liked them, but I was like, you two. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it was odd, but at the same time, I was like, it must work. Like they're both.
Well, it's kind of like Megan Mullally, Nick Offerman. Where it's like they're hilarious together and stuff. Like, I mean, it seemed like, I don't know, like it seemed like they were pretty similar in a lot of ways. Yeah. So that's like one of the few ones that like made me legitimately sad. Couple, like best couple, favorite couple. Oh, I don't want to. I've already mentioned Matthew Rhys and Carrie Russell. I don't want to be creepy, so I'm not going to go there.
You already are.
Sorry, Dad.
I'm gonna kind of cheat because I'm gonna do like old school, like both dead. Well, and then I'm gonna do a real life, like ones that are living right now. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yes,
that's a cute one.
Yeah, and they always seem like they seem still legitimately
like genuinely in love, and like his stories about how like when he like came in and like stepped up as a father for her children.
Yeah,
and the fact that her son looks like a young Kurt, it really freaks me out. When I saw him on Black Mirror, I was like, how did Kurt Russell de-age? And I was like, oh shit, it's his son. Okay, like
yeah.
I love like Kate Hudson and all of them like love him.
Yeah, and he's there like, oh, and it's so sweet because Kate Hudson's like, he's my dad. Fuck my biological dad. He's my dad.
Yeah, like he's just he just like their story, and they're just so cute together all these years later. And then my like old school Hollywood one that I always love is Laura Mccollum, Humphrey Bogart. They're cute. They were cute. I mean, they weren't together that long, unfortunately, before he died, but they really enjoy. I was just reading an article thing. I was like reviewing her memoir and talking about like how much fun and stuff they had, and they got to fit in a lot of love in a small space of time.
If I had to choose a celebrity couple who are no longer alive, mine would actually be John Newman and his wife.
Oh, that was like, well, runner up.
Cute, because I think he was the one who said something. It's like, why would I have a hamburger when I have steak at home? And I was like, that's such a man thing to say, but it's such like a romantically manly thing to say. I love that so much.
He was so hot back in the day. Like he could have had like he could have been full Warren Beatty, like sleeping with anybody, but he was like, nope, I love my life.
I know. Love it.
Okay, so I think we already talked about the couple I was sad about breaking up. I was really sad when Anna Faris and Chris Pratt broke up because I thought they were just like so cute together, and with their son and stuff like that. He had like some medical issues, and they were just so sweet. And like one of my favorite moments was when they were on the red carpet, and one of the hosts was like, "Do you want to try this Mexican champagne?" And it was just tequila, and they were like, "This is definitely tequila." Like I just thought they were like really cute. Like kind of goobers together, and like and then when they broke up I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And then when I found out it was because like he might have cheated on her, and like there was like all this other stuff, and I was like, shit. They weren't one of like love is dead ones, thank goodness, but like
it ruins everything, your perception of them before you're like, I
know sometimes people fall out of love and stuff like that, things happen, like our life is complicated, but I was like, oh, and then he got weird, and I was like, oh. So it's like it was kind of, I was like, maybe a part of me is like she was his tether to like not going into like Wackyville,
Yeah.
Wacky film. And then my favorite couple, I remember them is Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. I think they're so cute together. The puzzles they have like on Instagram during the quarantine, they've been posting pictures of the puzzles together. And like they're just like such ridiculous, like they clearly love each other very much and they're just ridiculous with each other. And I just think they're just like super fun. And he's like the complete opposite of Ron Swanson. And like them when she was Tammy on that show, like I will watch every episode.
Yeah.
Like whenever the description would say Tammy too, I'd be like, yes, I will watch it. In because they just like the fact that and like how ridiculous they are, how they just like basically just like bang the shit out of each other every time they see each other.
That's how I'm sure that's what they're like in real life. Like,
right. And like I just think
they're just banging all the time.
And they're so genuine and like I just think they're both so sweet, like individually and together. So they're on my list. Like if they broke up, I'd be really, really like
you can tell he like like he's one of the ones who like he like worships like the ground she walks on her. Yeah.
He adores her and she adores him and I just think it's super cute. So they're on my if they break up, Love is Dead list for sure. It's got like 5 or 6 couples that you guys you're holding me together. So like don't walk it off.
Yeah, 2021. Like don't play around.
You know, now that
made it through 2020,
we put all this out there into the world, it'd be like the next.
I know.
Bam.
And the next podcast, next one will just be wearing like mourning veils, like afterward.
For how we killed a bunch of amazing celebrity couples, but. Yeah. Well, all right, guys, that's all the time that we have for this podcast. Thank you for listening. Hopefully none of the celebrities mentioned in this podcast ever listened to it.
Except the ones that we were nice to.
Except, maybe the couples that we were nice to. But for anyone that we shit on, especially Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, I have to say once again, the thoughts of women does not represent the podcast as a whole.
Just on.
Mostly think you're hysterical and a very cute power couple. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't let the minority
I regret nothing.
But so anyway, guys, thanks for listening. As always, make sure you subscribe, like us, rate us, leave us a comment if you ever have a question you want us to do, either for TMI or something you want us to cover. Know that we won't be an expert in it, but we'll do the best that we can. So until next time, guys, have a good day and, see you in hell.
Bye.
You didn't ask for a bird, but you were born. Welcome to planet Earth each day. It's death and more. And while we watch you die,